Hey, YouTubers and toy train lovers. I thought I'd show you my latest find. Um, Actually, my buddy who loves to go to yard sales, it was his find. He's not a train guy, and he saw this and called me on the cell phone, took a picture of it, and asked me if I'd be interested. And I said, well, find out what the guy wants. And he wanted $40 for it. This is a Lionel Santa Fe 8652, which would be an MPC model and was made in 1975, I believe. And I said, are you even sure if it's the locomotive? And he said, yeah, there's a switch on the bottom and it says made in Michigan. So he knows how I feel about trains made in China. And the guy who was selling it said it didn't work. And he wanted $40 for it. So I told my buddy, yeah, I'm sure I can fix it. Go ahead. And pay him the $40. And so my friend gets there with the train, with the locomotive, and he said, well, I got him down to $35 because it wasn't working. you know, will you come down a little bit, fella? Train's not even working. So I pay him $40 for it for his trouble. And he says, I'm curious about how to fix this. How you're going to fix it. So I said, yeah, well, probably take 5 minutes. So I took the shell off, took it outside and held it over the garbage can and sprayed the E-unit, which is the reversing unit, with electrical cleaner, and noticed that it's got a nice big motor in it. And I was surprised that the motor actually has an area where you can access the commutator plate and the brushes and spray electrical cleaner in it. So I did that too. And we had a beer and let it, as it was drying, and I set it on the track and it ran like a rocket. Really important not to have that electrical cleaner anywhere near your plastic shells. And you may think you've wiped your hands off and if you take a towel and you spray the electrical cleaner and you wipe your hands off, that's not good enough. Your fingers will stick to these plastic shells and remove the paint. So you got to wash your hands really good, which I did. So I gave it a complete overhaul. The motor's back here, and you just take out one Phillips screw and drop the power truck out, and then the motor comes loose. And I cleaned out, I had a lot of old dried white grease in it. And I cleaned all that out and cleaned the grease off the worm drive off the motor. And there's a brass ring gear that's down in the trucks, which I also cleaned really good. So put some nice new lubrication in there, oiled everything that needed to be oiled. Did a really thorough job of lubricating the gears in the trucks here. You've got one metal gear up here behind the wheel, one metal gear there behind the wheel, and then you've got your drive gear, which is nylon, and then another two more nylon gears here and here, which link up to the wheels, which I really didn't understand why they're using nylon until I ran it in on my 027 and listened to it and realized how quiet this thing is. My guess is this is all cast metal, and between the nylon gears and the pull-more motor, I'm going to name this the Ghost because it's so quiet. And just surprised the heck out of me that it ran on 027 track on my inner loop. I never have had an F unit before. I've always had Alcos because I've had smaller layouts. And I just assumed that the F units wouldn't run on 027 track. Now, let's just say this one runs on 027 track. I don't know about the older ones. But I'm going to lean over and hit my main power switch. And let's give this some juice. Actually, I'm trying out this new camera. So that's what I want to do. But I should have got my fingers in front of the lens. And let's run this thing. Listen to how quiet it is. One more time and I'll stop it. So I asked my friend, was there another locomotive body that looked like this? And he said no. But he said the guy's been doing several yard sales because he's emptying out storage buildings. And I said, would you mind giving me the guy's address or dropping by and giving the guy my phone number and tell him I'm interested if there's any more, if he has any more Lionel trains. And I get a phone call. And this is what I got. I'm still learning how to work this camera. I get this beautiful dummy. So now I've got a AA, and it's got its original box. There's not a scratch on it. There's not a scratch on this item either on my locomotive, on my 8652. The dummy is an 8653, but there's a little bit of the decal missing from the front. It's really not that bad, and so I'm going to have to order a new decal and replace that, and it's going to look like a brand new train. And I looked in Greenberg's, and that fell off my chair when I found out how much these go for. It does not have a horn. It has traction tires. Obviously, that means it doesn't have magnetraction. But I have a feeling that it's going to be a heck of a puller because of that big motor and those traction tires. And I've got some old Lionel in the closet in its original boxes, some old larger cars that would go with this. So I'll put a consist together and we'll run it and see what she looks like. So anyway, oh, I should have mentioned the dummy unit is illuminated. That's about it. Would have been nice if it had some kind of a horn in it, but beggars can't be choosers for because I got the dummy unit for 40 bucks with the box, and like I said, 40 bucks for this, for the locomotive, because I paid my friend the extra 5 bucks. And for years I've been wanting to save up and get one of the old originals, post-wars, with the portholes. And you know, when I see them and they're for sale on eBay, the portholes are yellowed and cracked, or they've fallen out, and I'm thinking, what do I need that for? This is a pretty nice, slick looking piece of machinery. So I have to make up my mind whether I want to be running trains like this or want to stay with my pre and post war. I found a place to store it, so at least it won't be in the way, and I can always sell it if I want to. So just have to think about it. Okay, thanks for watching, and once again, this has been a Big Lizard production, and bye-bye.